And that's why I said, welcome to the Glacially Musical Podcast that is beer, metal, and swearing. Of course, I am Nik Cameron, joined by just Keefy today. Short bench. Don is not feeling well. He is fallen ill, so we will soldier on without him as we just found out. How you doing, Keefy?
I'm all right. I'm all
Sorry, I
right.
don't have I don't have a two-person intro lined up in my
I
brain
know.
anymore.
I know.
It's been a long time since we've done that regularly.
Yeah. How's our volumes? I feel like you're a little low, but
Am
it
I a
could just
little
be
low?
me.
I
Just to me,
could.
could be me. I don't know. I'm having a very weird week, health wise.
All right, I kicked it up a notch. How's that?
Oh, that sounds great. At least in
All
my
righty.
earbuds. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, I can hear myself better in my own headphones now, so that checks out. So as we do this, we have a greeting, beer check, vinyl check, news check, shirt check, meat of the week. The meat this week is, of course, Record Store Day 2026, A Tale of Love and Fury. The Glacial Musical Beer of the Week, as we are celebrating something that has gone past.
Yikes. You okay? Is that beer now gonna all over you? Hopefully not on your records. Nick may need a minute. I don't know.
No, we're fine. Okay. You know what? I'm sticking with it. Summerfest Lager.
All right. Open carefully. Summerfest lager. I bet it's lovely.
Finger fudge pour, which when it's like that, it's significant. What you got, buddy?
I'm drinking, and guess what? Liquid Death in a koozie. This is, I think this is Bury It Alive. I still have some. Pop. Cheers.
Cheers,
Get
my
well
friend.
soon, Don.
John, we want you back like last summer. It ain't California without you.
Right.
So we are going to issue the vinyl check this week as the Record Store Day episodes are only vinyl. So our vinyl check will come later.
My bad. Go ahead.
All right then. My news check. I got two newses. One, Dave Lombardo has been announced to be working on the William Shatner heavy metal record, which no one asked for, but I will
Well, I think he's
purchase.
just trying to beat out Christopher Lee and do like a record at the same age.
But
You know,
Christopher Lee had two metal records.
he had several in his 90s. He also has a Metal Christmas album, which we need to do a episode
His
on.
metal Christmas album?
He does. He does.
That's just wonderful.
I think it is absolutely wonderful. He was friends with Tolkien. He's that fucking old. And then he got to be in Lord of the Rings and he ended up being like Peter Jackson's lead consultant on the lore because he just knew the material so well.
Word on the street is he was also James Bond, like actually James Bond.
Interesting. The
I don't know if
spy,
that's
yes.
true, but the other bit of news this week is Metallica has announced the Reload deluxe box set.
I believe the last time we discussed this, you predicted it wasn't going to happen now.
I believe that is accurate, and I believe I am wrong.
Yeah. Not that because I'm celebrating you being wrong. I'm also surprised it's coming out now.
I'm actually surprised there was no Binge and Purge set. I'm still going
I'm
to
so
say that.
pissed. I want one, yeah.
The thing that surprises me the most about the lack of a Binge and Purge set is that they released one of the releases came out in the Justice set, but they didn't release anything else in the other. I mean, they could have done the other two.
For
They could have
load.
done San Diego video in the Metallica set, and
Yeah.
then
Or Black Album. But maybe the Black Album was so thick with things anyway that they didn't have
yeah.
room.
Well, originally when I saw what was in the Reload box set, I was leaning towards yes. However, after on further review, I'm leaning towards probably not. It's got a 3-disc live album, which is cool, but it does not have a 3-disc live album featuring the set list I saw on that tour, which makes it less interesting. And it doesn't have like the demos. It's got like weird demos, and it's just like,
Well,
what
they had
even is
so
this?
many songs
Oh,
for
I
load
know,
and
and all
reload.
and half the demos are from like '95 because that's when they demoed the album. So I think I'm likely not buying Reload box set. And I mean, the thing is I have basically all the albums, and you just got to give me something
Else.
like, yeah, you got to give me something
Give me
that
something else
really
I
makes it
don't
worth
have.
it.
They did put out a live video from of Memory Remains Live from that's part of the live set,
Hmm.
which I love seeing. I love seeing Newstead, and I love seeing short hair James first time. Like it was all new then. It was new then, and I love those tours and the
I
Cunning
saw them
Stunts
both.
tour.
Those were the first times I saw Metallica. Were those tours?
I think we need to get a Cunning Stunts live album vinyl. I'd buy that.
I'd buy that.
And
Even though the version of Fuel
binge
on
and
there is
purge.
stupid.
Yeah, I agree. But the next thing is Saint Anger. Like they don't have anything else. They've done boxes for S&M 1 and 2. Saint
Yeah, I
Anger is
guess.
the next thing, and I'm telling you, people are going to show up for that one. I'm not, but people are.
Yeah, I guess there's really going to be no Garage Inc. box set. I
I
mean,
mean, there could be if
they
there's
could
other
release
material.
They could release the MTV live thing.
There's things they could
Um,
do. There's things they could do if they want to. I don't, would you buy Garage Inc. on a box set for $350?
Probably
Unless it was
not.
astounding, probably not. And I love that stuff. I love covers. You know
Yeah, I
this.
love that. I mean, that's one of my favorite Metallica
Whiskey in the
releases.
Jar is one of their biggest streaming songs, so that could be an incentive.
I don't see myself. I don't know. I still don't see it happening.
All right. Um, there's a lot of news to cover, and I didn't really pay attention to, sadly, to like I just kind of Dawn's gonna do this, and I didn't think about it. But Shatner, Metallica, big news today in the music industry. I don't know if this is going to be a concern of our listeners, but as a person that used to blog every day or regularly or occasionally, and I who own Ghost Cult, co-own ghostcultmag.com with Omar Cut This, word came down yesterday and officially, official now that Sony has made massive layoffs at Metal Injection, Metal Sucks, and Blast Beat Network. Um, I don't revel in the fact that people I know lost their jobs. I don't, whether you care for that content or not. They were exponentially bigger than Ghost Cult. We were partners of Blast Beat Network originally. They were our second ever ad partner, and it was extremely lucrative at the pinnacle. And it kind of has been, it kind of went in the shitter, and they pulled up the tent stakes, a lot of it. BuzzFeed went out of business last year. That was their original ad provider for, if you know about ad tech and programmatic marketing, which as a marketer, I do.
I go to BuzzFeed every day.
Yeah, but it's not like it used to be. And they don't have they don't have the apparatus anymore to just farm millions and millions and millions of clicks, hundreds of millions of
Oh,
clicks.
all
And
right.
then your network would also be part of their network. So it's not the same as it used to be. And it's probably a lot of AI articles. I'll be honest with you, without going ham, I am seeing a lot of questionable articles and not just sham accounts, but I'm seeing like AI everywhere now. And I know that it was just the Q1, post Q1 numbers layoffs in marketing and the publishing world or the web publishing world. So you've seen a lot of people hit the unemployment line. Ghost Cult has mostly been a limited partnership with not a lot of revenue. Some advertising money is made from Ghost Cult. We have some affiliates. We have some, we're monetized on YouTube, but I can't swear it's a lot of money. So a lot of this stuff has come from, our own, we make some money, but it's not like a tremendous amount. So
Some money would be nice.
some money would be nice. So that's pretty big. Frontiers Rock Festival. I wish Don was here for this one. Frontiers SRL is the Italian label, mostly heavy metal and symphonic metal and rock and glam rock. And they are having their anniversary festival as a label this week in Milan. And they lost some people. So their new additions to the lineup include Russ Ballard, who I didn't know played live ever, and some other people. And then one of the
Russ
VIP.
Ballard was in a band called Hello.
Yes.
I
Hello
assume
and
they
Argent.
played. He was in Argent.
Yes.
Hmm.
He was
It's
one of the
amazing what
lead.
happens when you. It's amazing what you find out when you don't care about them.
And then he wrote New York Groove, which is the song he's most famous for. He put like a record out last year of him re-recording all his biggest hits.
Oh,
Where
tremendous!
he's
Who asked for
written,
that?
I mean, someone. Um, and then one of the perks of the VIP, there's an option to have lunch in Italy with Stryper, who are the headliner of the Night Ranger and Stryper are the two of the three headliners of this festival, and you can have lunch with Stryper in Italy. I mean, it kind of sounds lovely. Lunch with Stryper in Milan, before they headlined the day. That's kind of cool. I
I
think it's
think
cool.
just getting lunch in Milan would be just as good.
I think it'd be fantastic. Italy is definitely on my bucket list, but probably Florence, not Rome or
What's this? Where's
Venice.
the gravy? Where's some gravy?
That is one of the. There's a great YouTube video this week about how like that's the episode when Tony learned he's not a big deal. Like you are nothing outside of New Jersey. You might be that supposed. That's like basically a crew. It's barely a family. And
It's
he
barely
meets the
it's
wife.
barely a crew when it's supposed to be a family.
Right, when he meets the wife of the family that they're attached to from Italy, and the husband's in jail, and he thinks he's only going to deal with the grandfather or the husband, and she outclasses him as a boss, and Paulie like is literally a complete idiot dipshit the whole trip, and yeah, it's like one of the most shocking. Like for him, it was a surprise that he's not that big a deal outside of Jersey. But anyway,
There was a video I watched once about the mafia because I watched crazy amounts of them.
sure.
And there was one about a mob boss. He's like, everybody thinks these guys are so worldly and erudite and urbane. This man had never left his borough in New York. He was born there and he died there. So, I mean, sure, if he went to Italy, he wouldn't be a big deal either.
I mean, everything you want, you can get from everything you want you can get in any of the five boroughs. I could see it. I know friends of mine who've never like except to go to the city for something, they don't leave New York City. They haven't left the Bronx. They don't leave the block. Like cuz why would you? If you have the life you built there, why would you go elsewhere? I think you want to taste the fruit of life and travel and see how other people live. That's the joy of life and living. Art, music and travel. But that's just me. Food also.
I
Um
would agree.
I had more news, but Slayer, we talked about them last week, sold out that first LA show so quickly they had to have a second one, and just like Metallica, the prices were obscene. I could see the mosh pit for Slayer being like $400 a ticket. I think that's dumb, but I could see it in LA. Slayer in LA
I
with that lineup: Cannibal Corpse, Cavalera, Crowbar.
I feel like mosh pit in name only.
No, I disagree. I think there'll be a
Really?
legit mosh pit and
Like I
old
was
moshers.
my
But
kid on Sunday before going to the show, I asked my kid, I'm like, do you ever think to yourself, wow, my dad's a famous YouTuber? She looks at me and she goes, how many followers do you have? I'm like, ouch. Okay, do you ever think to yourself, wow, my dad it gets to go cover rock and roll shows like William Miller? And she just looks at me. Who's playing? It's a big death metal show. Okay, Dad, that's gonna be stinky. You gonna get in the mosh pit? No, no, I'm not. And I
hmm.
did not. I'm old, bro.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get hurt here, yo. I gotta go home and write this thing.
I told him like, did you know that I stage dived once? She's like, you did not. I
Oh,
actually did.
no love.
She did not say that. I just made making a better story.
All right. Also Live Nation, last point here probably. Live Nation lost their so they US Department of Justice settled with no fucking fight in them the federal lawsuit to split up the monopoly of Live Nation, but that enabled the states to pursue 50 individual cases, most of which will. So they lost the first big one. That was like 4 or 5 states in the same class action lawsuit. So a jury has decided Live Nation is bad for customers and should be stripped of their ability to be a monopoly. Will anything happen to them? I doubt it. Just like the last time, we'll all get $2 vouchers we can't use ultimately. But I'm yeah, man, it's just like things keep, just like we talked about with the Metallica Sphere and the Metallica Connecticut and now the Slayer, like just the cost of being a music fan is going up. And I understand that as we're gonna talk about Record Store Day in just a little bit when we do our vinyl check with the new check our vinyls we got, and Don unfortunately is not here. But it's costing a lot of money to make people go out. And like, at what point is the break point for younger people who are like, I'll just stay home and do something else? Like, yes, the demand is there. I know that Billboard reported today, among other things, that yeah, Billboard reported that I want to get this right. Taylor Swift's record sorry, the FTC, thank you, the Federal Trade Commission, a not elected board of people, got the green light for the Bots Act lawsuit. This was part of the thing that came about the Taylor Swift pricing gouging against the reseller of Taylor Swift era's tickets. And so I know Canada, one of our favorite topics, Canada, just ruled that tickets can no longer be resold for any reason above face value. Will America make such a bold fucking move?
I don't think so, because with current government, the current billionaire government is not going to do anything to hurt other billionaires. So nothing is going to happen. We discussed on the chat the Metallica Sphere tickets. That there's no way you could convince me they didn't have all of those shows booked, and then they drip fed them in order to juice the dynamic pricing. And at this point in time, I still really want to go to the Sphere show, but it has to be that the scalpers lose their asses for us. And I think there's a good possibility of that because the economy's not doing well. And ticket prices have already come down by $500 a ticket almost. They're down to, you can now get a deal, you can get them for $400 each already. It's only been a month. So
still kind of high.
Oh, it's still very high, but it's already coming down.
Yeah. Well, we'll see where I'm at later in the year. I'd say signs point to no right now.
Signs point to no.
I'm just pissed anyway. What I really like to do, to be honest, I'm way off my excitement for the Sphere, and I'm sure Tool will be the same thing next year, astronomically unaffordable. I really would like to have gone to Connecticut for that Metallica weekend, because that's how you should see Metallica anyway, play the 2 nights. And Melissa has never seen them, so I'd love to go with her. I think this has got to be near the end for them. I really think so. We'll wait till we get Don back to start predicting that. But
we're sitting in a dying industry that survives on a dying industry that fell off of a dying industry. Here we are. Recorded music is dying. You cannot convince me any other way. Spotify is killed any possibility of the recording industry coming back. On top of that, the recording industry, the touring industry is no longer a band of brothers and sisters going out there together to fight the man and win. It's now a bunch of crabs pulling each other down in a bucket. Every tour is pay to play. And look at your local shed. So, Lawyer Wife asked me today, because the $30 tickets are coming, right? I thought 2024 was going to be enough to put us off a lot of concerts for a long time. Apparently, she got the bug again. But it's fine. I get that. I'll go pay $30 to see what passes for Motley Crue. And, Faux Renner and Lithograph Skinner. And, but if you look at the lineup for your local shed, because local sheds are all owned by Live Nation. If you look at them, you're going to see the same fucking bands that came to your shed last year with 1 or 2 changes. This year we get Lithograph Skinner. We didn't get them last year, which by that, of course, I mean Leonard Skinner. But Cheap Trick is there, Styx is there, Chicago's there. It's the same 20 bands.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Mm-hmm. I've seen them.
By the way, this is super interesting also, and I'm waiting to see about this. So Godsmack has booked a summer tour. I'm not a fan. But, they're popular. They have popularity. We have Alice in Chains at home. You have Godsmack. I have Alice in Chains at home. So
they're closer to Pearl Jam for me, but
fair. They booked a tour with Stone Temple Pilots opening. Now, Stone Temple Pilots plays those same shows every year, the Sheds. Usually, they did like 2 summers with Live, who just celebrated, you want to feel old, 30 years of Throwing Copper. 96.
Yeah, I saw that last year.
Oh, man. But anyway, I saw STP live and Our Lady Peace play all of their iconic mid-90s albums a couple of summers ago. Amazing. At a shed and an amphitheater. And those tickets are not, the Godsmack STP shows are not selling out. They're if you go look any city up, they're all half empty. And I don't know if that show is going to get downsized to theaters, canceled entirely. And I love STP, and I think STP right now, if you like Miss Wyland, they're doing as about as good a job as they can. They haven't really been making new music. They have an EP and a full length with the new guy, and people don't care. They want to hear the hits. And
Based on
Jeff
what I
does.
saw in 25,
Hmm,
they're not going to downgrade to theaters. I
they're
can
just
remember,
gonna play to an empty theater, close
yeah,
the lawn.
yeah, close the lawn. I mean, when I saw Throwing Copper last year, lawn was closed because it was raining, so lawn was closed. Everybody's in the seats. There was a good new wave tour, Oingo Boingo, and somebody
Hmm,
probably wanted Dead or Alive.
yeah.
Those early '80s new wave bands. I mean,
Berlin.
I think there were about 88 people there, but the damn place was open. Because the thing is, Live Nation makes all the money because they get you going in when you buy tickets. They get you on the service fee. If you buy a beer there costs $16. And do you know how much profit they get on that $16 beer? About $16.
Hmm.
Because I can get that beer at Schnucks for 99 cents if I buy one. Imagine the
Schnucks is
volume
hilarious.
discount if you bought a million.
Does Schnucks have merch? Because I would like to have some.
Yeah, they got merch. Don't get it because you're gonna. The thing is they're in like 9 states now.
Oh,
I was in Rockford last year, 2 years ago. And I'm like, holy hell, Schnucks is here too. Traitors. They're also in Wisconsin now. They're up to Wisconsin. But
interesting.
and then on top of everything, the music journalism field is dying.
Hmm.
It transitioned to the blogosphere, and now the blogosphere is dying. Podcasts are dying because, and this is, I was talking to my buddy Darren up in Saskatchewan, who runs the Fourth Line Voice podcast. I was one of the co-hosts of the Battered and Bruised podcast, which is a hockey fight podcast. And today I was listening to his 500th episode today, so he was celebrating 500 episodes. And he's always said buy local, and it's like he's actually the reason why I transitioned into podcasting from the blog because I thought, you know what, if this normal guy, this ham and egg guy who works for the city, clocks in every morning, clocks out, can have a listenership, maybe I can too. Because at that point in time, the celebrity podcast had taken over everything. And celebrity podcasts piss me off. I don't listen to any of them. The only celebrity podcast I listen to is 32 Thoughts, the NHL podcast, which has Canadian national broadcasters doing news and rumors and stuff. But because celebrity podcasts, they don't have podcasts, they host them. You know, it's the same thing as them doing a talk show. Anna Faris, you cannot tell me Anna Faris is the one mixing, mastering, and tagging and uploading the podcasts. No, she sits down in the studio that's rented for her. Celebrity shows up. She interviews the celebrity. Same with the ID 10T podcast. Same with all of them. And it's like, okay, these are people that don't need the podcast that are taking bandwidth
Was
away.
was ID 10T Chris
Oh,
Hardwick? Who
don't. You
we
said
don't
his
talk about
name.
him anymore?
No,
Okay.
we don't. After
The Talking
after
Dead. I know after his thing.
after his thing. And
Um
so
yeah, I know what you're
that was a
saying.
long way of saying I really appreciate everybody that listens to this. My kid makes fun of us because we don't have this ginormous listenership, but we're small, we're mighty, we're growing, and our fans are dedicated. And I appreciate every one of you. That's why I have been putting together a really good vinyl collection that's going to be going out in probably a couple of months.
Nicely done. Um
Thank you. Anything else we need to
so
talk about, or
one last thing. Yeah, I failed to mention probably the biggest news beside Metallica. Um BMG has bought Concord Music, which now makes them the
what
fourth
is
major.
Concord Music? I don't know
Concord
that.
Music is a was a sub label. They were independent. They have a lot of metal bands and rock bands. BMG has
So I probably
Iron
got 20 of
Maiden,
their records sitting on the shelves over
yeah,
there.
Iron Maiden, Jerry Cantrell, a lot of people. Although I think Jerry went completely solo, and it's a super interesting thing because we haven't had a fourth major for a long time. We just haven't had one. So I think it's super interesting, and time will tell. Time will tell on how this is, but like it's very surprising that this is where the industry is going. I thought it would be contracting And maybe some of these other ones will buy others. Here, I'll read you the little podcast on it. So, Bertelsmann, the German media conglomerate that owns BMG, will own 67% of the combined company, while Concord investor Great Mountain Partners, venture capital grows, will own the 33%. The deal includes 1.16 billion with a B in cash. Labels under Concord include Loma Vista, Korn, Ghost, Mastodon, who left Warner. Fearless Records, Pierce the Veil, I Prevail, Ice Nine Kills, all those bands play Sheds. Wind Up Records, Creed, Evanescence, Victory Records, and Razor and Tie catalogs. BMG is already the home to Evanescence, Godsmack, Jelly Roll, Iron Maiden, Rise Records, Spirit Box, Polyphia, Kubla Khan, Alchemy Recording, Stain, Mudvayne, Pussifer, Sanctuary, and Vagrant Records catalog. That is buck wild. Just buck.
We're living in a weird timeline right now. And all I can say is just, buy local. I don't keep up with the smaller bands like I used to, but I will be seeing, theoretically, friend of the show, Richie Randall and Gravehuffer next month, or next week. Next weekend, excuse me. And you know what? Just be there and support whom you can support. Speaking of support, what we would love is a rate, review, thumbs up, comment. Because that's how we get into... That is how our show grows, by you taking our algorithm and putting it into yours. So then somebody else gets that sexy, sexy algorithm.
That is all my news. Shall we shirt check and get on to the meat?
Shirt check. New shirt. Who dis?
Dizard.
I got the Dizard tour shirt.
Did you agree with my take that they had the absolute best merch of that whole tour?
Oh yeah.
They far away, like the most variety, the best quality, the best things, the most things.
Yeah. This shirt was $40, which is a bit much, but you got to pay the venue cut, and I think there's a Ticketmaster cut, and I think there's a 24/7 cut on everything.
Cut. Yeah, there's a
everybody gets a cut now. So
DSI probably made $15 on that shirt, which is nice but sucks.
Right, honestly. And a dude in front of me bought $150 worth of shirts from Deicide, and then he dropped the 20 in the tip jar. I felt bad when I only dropped $2. But they had a great. I was gonna buy the Banished by Sin shirt because I didn't notice this one at first was the tour shirt. But the lesson is, whenever you see a band on tour, you buy the what shirt, Keefy?
The tour dates.
The tour shirt, not the shirt you can get at Hot Topic.
That's right.
Although Danny said, do you think they sell a lot of Deicide shirts at Hot Topic?
They sell a couple.
I don't think they do. I've never seen one.
I don't know.
Joe's Records has them.
Well, that's nice. We like Joe's Records.
Joe's Records. Yeah, Joe's Records. Go ahead, Keefy.
Oh, my shirt is Metallica, but it's Lars as E.T. in a woman's dress. That's Syndicate.
Also, the E and T in Metallica.
Yes.
Are E.T.
Yes.
That is tremendous.
Right. Isn't that? Let's see it one more time. Hey-oh. And it's the E.T. logo. Someone's getting sued. Anyway.
I think George Lucas going to sue somebody.
Oh, George Lucas going to sue somebody.
This movie going to make House Party look like House Party 2. Or House Party 3. Shut the fuck up. Alrighty.
Cracker. Record store day, man. I'm sorry to do this without Dawn, but
let's before we get into our stories, let's just talk about our feelings about Record Store Day right now. Because we discussed earlier what's happening to the music industry, what's happening to the concert industry, and how we feel we are being squeezed out. And I mean, Lawyer Wife and I are very comfortable, and I feel squeezed out. So, what do you think about where this is going? How excited are you to participate in a following Record Store Day?
I am. So
I've gone into my NPR voice. I don't know.
I was encouraged to see a huge line of people. I was encouraged to see people generally happy. There were definitely, I like the record store that I attended. That's the next record store in Santa Rosa, where I will soon be residing. And I waited 2 hours I know you didn't want the whole story, but like
No, go ahead.
I'm not that excited. I will say like we've championed this thing. Dawn has been going for many years. I really didn't
I have been
start.
going since the year I met Lawyer Wife,
Okay,
literally.
well that's a long time.
That was my
I'm
first
much
one.
less than you. So
I
if
didn't know what
I'm
it
feeling
was, but I
if I'm
went.
feeling burned out by it and not great, imagine how you and Dawn feel. So I would say that I started collecting records again during the pandemic, moved to California, and really grew my collection, right? Um,
Did you have an ache in your heart? Were you going to
I
California
did
with an
go to
aching in your
California
heart?
with an aching in my heart. I also swim out past the breakers and watch the world die when I
Bow,
went to
bow,
Santa Monica.
bow, bow,
Yeah.
chicka, chicka, bow, bow.
So, very underrated band Everclear. I wouldn't be
They're
mad
coming to
at an
town. They're coming to
Everclear
town.
series. They're very good. Like they have
I
three
only
or
ever
four
heard the
banger
first one.
records. Yeah, they have. Well, the first one is not the one with that song. You heard the
Yes,
first
is it
popular
the
one.
second one?
That's the second one. They have
Sparkle and
three
Fade, I
big
believe it's
records.
called.
Yeah. So their first record is called World of Noise, a little more underground. And before that, they were still kind of like a regional band.
Like Goo Goo Dolls.
Similar. So I don't feel great right now about Record Store. I'm encouraged to see so many young people, but it's a lot of collectors, mid white guys who were looking to flip things. We'll talk about flippers and why we don't like them.
We always do.
But this was my worst Record Store Day experience ever. So I am not great right now. I did get my two things I wanted the most. My one is a
So did I.
grail for me, but I still didn't like the experience. Not that I care about the 2 hours because it's worth it that I waited the 2 hours to get the
In my
thing.
3 hour wait, I had 3 free beers.
That's pretty cool. We didn't have free beer.
I felt bad drinking beer at 9:30 in the morning, but whatever.
Did you really? I don't think you did.
Not real bad.
Not real bad, just a little bad.
I felt
Like
bad
this
about
is a
the
little
optics.
inappropriate. Glug 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 glug.
Oh yeah, I'll
Were they
take
good
another
beers
one.
or just
Oh yeah,
free
great
eating
beers.
care?
Great beers. I had one of them was called shoot, I don't remember the name of it, but it's Second Shift Brewing Double IPA. When you're in town again, I swear to God, we're gonna go to Second Shift Brewing as long as the mess hall's still there. It's a fish and chip shop in a brewery,
Don't threaten me with a good time.
and we can watch football.
What kind of football? NFL
English.
football?
English. No,
No,
not
thank you.
football.
No.
Football.
No, thank you.
Football.
Soccer. I don't watch soccer. I have better things to do with my life. I
you
would have
don't.
a much better time just hanging out with you
Beautiful.
like I
It's
did
beautiful. It's
last time.
beautiful.
I don't enjoy it. Nothing
been
is
to a
more
game?
exhausting than genocide except soccer.
Have you ever been to a game? Seriously.
I have been to a soccer game. My dad was a huge soccer fan. He used to watch broadcasts in Spanish
Like
when I was
what?
a little kid.
Like what level of soccer have you been to?
Like Pele, the New York, whatever,
Oh, the
New
NASL.
Jersey, back in the day.
The New York Cosmos.
The Cosmos, that is correct. Who played in New Jersey at Giant Stadium where the Giants play football.
The Giants played in New Jersey back then?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
They moved to New Jersey in 78 because New York State told them to fuck off. And then the Jets were like, fuck it, we'll go too.
Tremendous.
Pretty great. Yeah, pretty tremendous. So, yeah, I don't feel great about Record Store Day right now. I can't say I had a bad time. I don't care about the 2 hours, but like, really kind of, it's not the record store's fault. It's the distributors.
None of my complaints that I'm going to make today. Spoiler alert! I've got some complaints. None of them are against the store I went to. The store I went to is called Planet Score Records.
Right.
I took Keefy there. I have been going to that store literally since the place opened.
Nice.
I have a good rapport with all of the owners whose names I do not know. And I have been back 3 times since that time, since Record Store Day. So,
do you want to hear the rest of my Record Store Day experience, or do you want to tell your story?
how do you want to do it?
You know, you can tell your story and then I'll tell mine.
So, Planet Score Records is it's a place my kid loves. It's probably my kid's favorite. It's top 5 for me, and I mean, I know in most places, top 5 record store might not sound that impressive, but in St. Louis it is. We have about 20 or 25.
Nice.
And the thing is most people don't realize that we're always going to new ones. 3 weeks ago, the kid and I went to Edwardsville, Illinois to go to a new store. Anyway, so what I wanted, my grail, was Pink Floyd live at the Los Angeles Sports Arena, 1975. This would be what I would consider, sort of, kind of, you can fight me on this later, the first true Pink Floyd live record. Because it's the first live record by Pink Floyd where it's in the height of their powers. It's not Pink Floyd over the hill. It's not Pink Floyd under the hill. It's not Pink Floyd where it's just Dave. It's not Pink Floyd where it's just Roger. This is the proper Pink Floyd. This is the Dark Side of the Moon tour where they were also playing 2/3 of Animals and 2/3 of Wish You Were Here. But at the time, it was all supposed to become Wish You Were Here. And so I went in, the budget was squiffy at the time, and I didn't want to miss out. I had a lot of FOMO, serious FOMO on this record. And even though it's a bootleg, which I'll get into more later, I listened to one track and I went, okay, fine, it's good enough. It's good enough. It had a retail price of $85, and I got real antsy because I traded in a pile of CDs and tapes in order to have credit so I wouldn't have to pay for it. I asked them if I could do that. They were totally fine with it. Great. I got an $86 in credit. Perfect. Nailed it. So we get to, and as I was telling the kids, we're driving down Manchester, right across the street from Ace Metal Company, which my friend Joe says I should work at because that's just like the perfect place for me. Anyway, so I'm like, you know what's so great? St. Louis might be a little podunk city, but we are a major city, just so everybody knows. But the big thing is I never had to stand in line for record store day. And she just laughed. Dad, I could hear her rolling her eyes. I think her eyes hit the window of my Leaf. And as we get there, I'm like, crab cakes. There's a line. Oh, well, I'll get the drink beer. But I had a conversation with the owners, and he said, yes, I expect that record to sell out. I got plenty. It won't sell out right away because it's expensive. I'm like, okay. I still got there in time to wait in line. So, had my beers. I forget what they were. I know I had a Dippa and a couple others. And we just waited in line. My child wanted Paramore, the Paramore release. And more on that as the story goes on. And took 2 hours to get into the store. And then it took another hour to get to the record store day releases. Because the way they do it, the store is basically like a shotgun, right? And there's like 2 aisles. And as you go down in the aisles, when you go to the right, it's the records. When you go to the left, it's CDs. Until you get a little ways in, and then it's all records. And then you make a horseshoe. And the record store day releases are on the horseshoe on the other side when you come in. Makes perfect sense. They're smart. That's how you keep a record store open for 15 years, right? Actually, only like 10. But so we get in, and I see a gentleman buying the Pink Floyd record. And I went, okay, that's fine. He said he had plenty. And as we get all the way over to where the record store day records are, I didn't know how they had merchandised them or what. But I saw box sets. I saw black box sets. And I went to the kid, I see box sets. I see them. And right after I said that, as I'm one step away from perusal, I hear the guy say, oh yeah, I got the last Pink Floyd record. And I just went, fuck. This is an hour after Keefy texted me saying, I have Pink Floyd in my hand. Should I buy it? The lesson was, yes. Ray, if somebody asks you are a god, you say yes. Should have said yes. Should have handed my credit to the kid and say good luck. And grabbed a beer and had it. But I didn't do that. I thought, oh no, he said, oh, I'm planning. And they didn't. So the guy looks at me and he goes, oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to. I'm like, no, it's fine. It is what it is. He's like, if you go to Collinsville, and I'm like, yeah. And I pulled out the credit. And I said, this credit was for Pink Floyd. And he looked at me and he goes, oh man, I'm sorry. What I should have said was, just tell me you're going to take it home and listen to it today. I believe he was going to listen. I'm not 100% sure. But that's what I should have said. Just tell me you're going to listen to it. If you listen to it, that's great. And everybody wins. The kid wanted Paramore, could not find it. Shall I continue, or do you want to jump in now?
I promise I was listening that whole time. But
I know.
I do like if you have more, you can give more. I want to know.
Yeah, there's more. There's more to the story.
Yeah, go right ahead. I'll hold mine till you're done. I started to kind of go. I was gonna
You want me to
bend,
get into
so it's
the? You
good.
want me to get into the postscript or just the record store day?
Just the record store day, and then I'll do the record store
Okay.
day, and then we'll talk about some
Then
other things. Because
postscript.
I have
Okay.
some super interesting factoids you would love to know.
Alrighty. So then I decide, okay, kid, get to the car. We're gonna go to Joe's. Joe's will have it. Joe's will have it. We get to Joe's. Joe's didn't have it. But you know what Joe's did have? Joe's had Bruce Kulick Transformer. I didn't know if I wanted this record or not, but it was $32, and you know me, I'll buy anything from anybody in a band if I love them, not named Bill Ward, because I bought a Bill Ward
Oh,
solo record and I don't need another one.
Bruce Kulick, who had a open heart surgery last week, and
Check this out.
survived. That's
Check it out.
gorgeous. Wow.
This is purple. This is purple.
I don't know
This is
how it
purple.
sounds, but it
This
looks
is
great.
purple. This is purple. This is purple. Whoop! This is orange.
Oh.
It's got A and B colors. Thoughts? You're muted.
And you just put it away. Was that purple kind of pushing through? The orange was pushing through in the purple
Just
and the red.
just a hair. It's not
That's
supposed
nice.
to.
That's real nice.
Yeah. It's got an Obi. It does mention Bruce Kulick of Kiss, the Record Store Day Obi. It actually sounds pretty good. I have only listened to it one time, but I was happy with it. I mean, $30, $30. It's not a big deal. Kid couldn't find anything, and so then after that, we made one final last-ditch effort, and we drove to Frenchtown Records and Antiques. Frenchtown Records and Antiques has been a long-standing supporter of Record Store Day. In fact, previous podcast subject, The Doors Live in Detroit, my vinyl copy of that for my birthday that year did come from Frenchtown. And as soon as we got in, the lady says, "Sorry, we're not participating in Record Store Day this year. We've just got the old ones. Feel free to look around." And I was not in any position to be nice, so I just nodded and said nothing. Like, kid, you go ahead and look. You tell me what's up. And after that, we went home, and I sat and just pissed away the whole rest of the day. So that is my Record Store Day 2026 story.
You were not feeling good about it. I should have just bought the Pink Floyd, whether you wanted it or not. Not that I would flip it, but then I didn't really want it. We've talked about this thing. This thing has lived in my brain since the 70s or the 80s. Like, I love Pink Floyd. They are my favorite band ever. They're your favorite band ever, just about. I think they're one of Don's top 10 bands or 5.
They're at least top 5. My top 5 is it's like 5 dudes. It's like 5 dudes on a 1,500-kilometer race that never ends.
Right.
And they've all got energy.
So, but I didn't really want it. Not about the money. I just didn't want it. I definitely bought one that was the right price and overpaid for a second one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have one more thing to say that I forgot.
Sure. Well, I figured you want to. Yeah. Okay.
The moment I got home, I checked eBay. $200
already. Yeah, 200 to 500 within hours of Record Store Day.
And I looked up Paramore as well for the child. $200.
Yeah, ridiculous. So
and
people are flipping.
The only part of the Paramore record that was unreleased was the EP. It's like a 2-disc set.
Was a digital EP that they now put out on Record Store Day as a record.
Yeah, that's it. And that's it. And it's going for it's coming down to 150. It's coming down to 150.
Yeah, the last Paramore record was not good, but I like Haley as an artist. Her solo record was really good.
My kid is like ridiculous.
Yeah. Paramore though, for like back in the day, especially if you're a tween or a teen, you're gonna.
Like the kid has all the Haley Williams records too.
Yeah, the Ego Death at the Bachelorette party last year. That was that.
Oh, she loved
Ghost
that.
Cult top 40. I was like, who? But people were voting for it.
The Pink Floyd record had 16,000 copies.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. They're all sold out.
16,000 copies of a 4-disc set of a bootleg.
Of a bootleg that probably is not one of the best bootlegs you've ever heard, no matter what people think. I know that Pink Floyd, they let Stephen Wilson remix it. There's a whole lore and story that Don told about that record. Raven and Drulin and all this other stuff has lived in my head forever. I love Animals. I love Wish You Were Here. I love that era Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd next series, I hope this year. Perhaps those records or another set of records. I don't know, but like, why wouldn't we do Metal Through the Wall? Um, so I really don't want to do Final Cut. If I were gonna do Final, I mean, like I want to do it, but I don't want to do it all like 6 weeks in a row. But maybe, or broken up. Maybe I don't know. It's up to you guys. But so I wake up early. I get right out of bed, much to the chagrin of my lovely fiance, who is like, why can't you ever fall asleep, go to sleep, or wake up on time? Welcome to my life. Sleep apnea, mental and emotional problems. I'm having a hell of a bad couple of weeks mentally, but this I was looking
Yeah,
forward to.
you know what? Fairness, absolute same. My anxiety this past week and a half
Yeah,
has been ever
I
since I
went
got my
back. Yeah,
review at work. My
you
anxiety
said
has been
that.
stupid.
You said that. And I haven't had like a bad panic attack in months and months because I'm on all these meds that are supposed to not let that happen. And I had a few. So I'm working on it. Last week, when I was feeling not great, I organized my records and it made me feel so much better. I'm not gonna front. Like I'm getting ready to move, so I can't do the whole thing.
Whenever
But I
you're
put
feeling
them
sad, go to the
just
record store
go
and
to
you
the record
visit your
store and
friends.
visit your friends. So anyway, fiance gets up with me. She was going to wait with me. The line is huge. We couldn't quite figure out the parking, so she dropped me off. She's like, "I'm gonna go home. Can't find a parking spot." Drove around for a while. I'm just gonna go home, Uber home. I was like, "Yeah, I got you. Go back to bed. Take a snooze." She hadn't been feeling great. So I wait on the line, and I'm waiting with these two guys. One guy's like, "I buy every Dead vinyl and Zeppelin vinyl, bootleg, studio, variations, presses, everything. These guys are hardcore collectors." Someone else, a few other people online were talking about flipping. I hope I can get this so I can sell it. And people were like, "Oh." And there was quite a lot of conversating about, like, I hope I can get XYZ so I can get rid of it for a lot of money. And again, records are not baseball cards. I know that everybody is in this like get rich quick. There are people out there who sold NFTs for millions of dollars. I think it's junk. I think NFTs are stupid and garbage. But if you have a passion for it, fine.
I
I know
like the word
people.
fungible.
Fungible is a
The
bad
rest of
word.
it's stupid.
Yeah, it's a good word to say. It feels good in the
It's
mouth.
just fun to say. It's just fungible.
Yeah. So I know people who do trading cards and do very well by whole, whatever that whole deal is. Gary Vee made that extremely popular by being all in on it because he had disposable income. So you don't have 300 grand to go to a show and buy everything and then open it all on video. So records are not these things. I loved trading cards as a little kid. I had football,
Same.
baseball, and even
Garbage Pail
Moonraker,
Kids.
Kiss, Garbage Pail Kids, everything. There were Kiss cards by
Hmm.
Tops. I'd love to get some now. I had all those rock and heavy metal cards. I still have a set of them.
Bought my kid 3 sets for her stocking stuffer this year.
Nice work.
She did not appreciate it.
Of those.
Yeah.
Why? No,
I
she's
don't
not the
know.
audience for this. Kicks. Oh my God.
Are we talking about the cereal or the band?
Talking about the band, not the cereal.
They're not as bad. They're not as good as the cereal.
Yeah, no, not even. And the cereal ain't that good.
No, the cereal's
So
nasty.
I wait online. It's going. They let people in 10 minutes early, same thing they did last year. Last year I was like 20 something in line. This year I was like 100 in line, and I waited. And I waited and I waited, and they had a sandwich board outside. They had people screen printing shirts. They have a very cool black metal logo. I didn't pull the trigger on it because I was wondering what records I would find. And they had a sandwich board and they kept writing, "Here's what's sold out."
I just realized you didn't mean a board that had sandwiches on it.
No, I wish it was a board that had sandwiches. I was starving. I did bring like snacks with me. I had like a little trail mix in my pocket and a jerky I ate. But like, yeah, I was annoyed. I had to pee, all the things. So I wait 2 hours to
They
get in the
let us
store.
pee at the employees
I
pisser,
think they do have a
which is
bathroom
nice.
there, but I some guy they let in to go pee, and then I watched him walk around the store and buy records. I was like, "You fuck, that's fucking crafty." But anyway, he sincerely had to use the bathroom. Anyway, so I get in the store. And, it's a free for all, of course. Several people at the counter were shot down. Literally, one lady was on the phone and they were like, "You can't get two of these. It's one per customer here." And she's like, "Oh, no, no, but I need two." It's like, you can't have them. You're not allowed. You're going to she's telling the guy on the phone, "They won't let me have one." Well, like, fight with them. No, bro. Like, several people were shut down from flipping. So I respect, thank you, Next Record Store, for at least respecting the process. They had the Floyd. They had several copies still when I first got in the store, and I walked around the store for a whole loop with one under my arm. And then I was like, "You're not texting me back because of whatever, probably beer." And I should have just bought it. I should have just bought it and sent it to you. Like, I would have been fine. Like, it would have been fine. I'm not always in that position, but I could have. Last year on Black Friday, I bought a bunch of records for a friend of mine and shipped them off. It was all good. He Venmo'd me. But I did get two of my things, which I guess should I check them now? We'll talk about them.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I'm
You
stupid
check
or
yours,
not.
and then I'll check my second one.
Yeah, one of them was my Grail. That was this Megadeth Hidden Treasures.
Did have my hand on that.
This has never been on
Your
vinyl.
text.
Yeah, it's never been on vinyl, and basically it's all their soundtrack stuff and a couple of other deep cuts. And I believe the vinyl has, and it's on some variant, and I believe the vinyl has it's one vinyl, which kind of surprised me that it's not two. So it's one record: No More Mr. Nice Guy, Breakpoint, Go to Hell, Angry Again, Go to Hell, Angry Again, and 99 Ways to Die, all flawless, right? Paranoid, their cover of Paranoid. And then on side two, Diadems, Problems, which is the Sex Pistols cover, I think. A Tu Le Monde, Radio Edit, I Don't Need, Symphony of Destruction demo, nah. Architecture of Aggression demo, it's very fast for that song. And then New World Order demo, which is this track that ended up later on a record. So, I mean, like, for the, I think, like, for what it is, Japan only bonus track. So originally, I think this was on a CD that was.
Yeah, that was the Japanese. That was the Japanese version of that on CD from the.
Right. So here's the variant. Like, what would you call this guy? This is
Ooh, I would call that Royal Kaleidoscope Vomit.
Okay. All right. Your R is purple. It's purple.
What? Purple.
So
I love you.
Yeah, I'm glad I got it. That was my Grail. That was $33, $32.99. I think that is fairly priced.
Yeah, $33.
It was limited.
That's a 45-minute record
with all the tracks.
With all the tracks. Yeah.
I had the CD forever. I don't have it anymore, but I'm glad I have it. I wanted that. That was my number one thing I wanted, and I did get it. Then I got the other thing on my list. I wanted the Slipknot. It was sold out. They only had a couple of copies. There were other things that were metal, but I wasn't like, oh, I need to have the Meshuggah, or I had the STP live in my hand, and I was like, meh, there isn't that much Wyland out there that's live, that's an official release. So I thought about it. I was like, man, I love STP so much, and it was like the fucking Purple Tour, which I love, and I was like,
oh, that'd have been a good one.
Just don't want it. And then I got my other one that I wanted. Now I'm going to be honest with you. You tell me if I got hoodwinked, but I wanted this because I love this record at the time. It's still pretty good. It's not their best. This has never been, I think, rarely on vinyl. This is Fear Factory Digimortal, their big third record. Well, technically their first record wasn't put out at all. 2 LPs, US vinyl debut for the 25th anniversary. So this album turns 25 this year. Black and blue splatter pressing, limited to 2,000 copies. So you're overpaying. This was $55, bro. 55.
Wow.
48, 44, 40, all good. 55. Now I get it, limited. And first time in the US. That means, by the way, when you had like the limited record store day, they have all those designations. This is going to come back out at some point later this year from whoever has the rights, probably Roadrunner, and put it out again as a big
$55.
55 though, and I really listened to it also.
37.
Like, 30. It's 54, 55, bro. 55,
in a row.
$89 for 2 records or 3 records. Technically 3 physical vinyls. But anyway, I'm gonna blow your mind. I was last week years old when I found out that this exists, the gatefold mylar. I didn't know this was a real thing until now. I don't love the quality of these. I probably wouldn't buy this exact brand again, but I have a gatefold mylar now. So all my things that are squished in backwards or other things, this is a gatefold mylar.
I just do like a regular one on mine, and I put them in the the front in between.
And then
interesting.
The vinyl are identical, so I will just pull out one to show you. You tell me what this is. It's not that great a record. Also, like it's got some of their best songs on it. Like half the record are bangers, and then the other half is like, well, those songs exist. What do you call this guy?
My copy of Quiet Hollers has that same pattern without the blue.
Very reminiscent of, go ahead.
Probably like that Quiet Hollers record way more than I like this record.
What does this look like? Does it look like diarrhea?
I don't have a good answer for that because that blue is, as Duncan will put it, the blue is incongruous.
This is very similar to the other bird shit splatters I've had, like the God Forbid early record.
It is a bird shit splatter. It's
bird poo.
It's peacock bird shit splatter.
So I got these things. I took an Uber home. I peed my brains out. My kidneys were hurting. I'm sorry I didn't get you the Pink Floyd. There were other things that I saw.
I saw your message. I didn't answer it. It's my fault.
I know you wanted to get. Listen, I know, and you'll continue this postscript in a second. I know you like to get these things in your hand in person, and I think this thing is changing. Record Store Day, especially, is changing.
Well, that's the point of Record Store Day. Is to go to the store and buy the damn thing. Keefy, and moving on into my postscript. Buy some other things. Yeah, moving on into the postscript. Well, I mean, not me, because I go there all the time. Every day is Record Store Day if you try hard, if you believe in yourself. Right. And so the postscript was the next day, the family and I decided we were going to go out for, that Sunday, we were going to go out for estate sales and yard sales and that kind of thing. And I got a bunch of records at a yard sale, including a couple of records that are pretty cool that somebody who's pretty cool is going to be getting in a package. And we were having such a good time after I had such a shit day the day before, because, I mean, this Pink Floyd record is the first time I have ever viscerally wanted a Record Store Day release. Does that make sense? It's, like the Dio Live album that we got a couple of years ago. Yeah, it's great. But you know what? If I didn't get it, it's fine. There's other Dio Live records. And that's what made this one so cool, is it was unique to the catalog it comes from, right? And so as we're driving around, the child looks it up on her phone and she says, oh, hey, it's on eBay. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Keefy said to check RSD MKT. Check RSD MKT. And they're like, what are you talking about? Keefy told me to check RSD MKT. It's a website. Google that. And they couldn't figure it out. So I Google it. I'm like, oh, there it is. In fact, Volta Records had a copy of it. Volta Records for $88. But I decided I was going to be...
That's the right price. That's the price I saw it for, too.
Actually,
you know that those MSRPs are suggested and the stores can charge more. We talked about that.
84 was the actual MSRP.
Oh, interesting.
So I decided to get it from one that was selling it for 84, and lawyer wife looked at me and she said, why aren't you ordering it right now? I'm like, oh, I'll get it when we stop. She's like, Nik, you had such a terrible day yesterday after not getting it. Why aren't you ordering it right now? So I'm like, okay. So I ordered it, took care of it. I asked her which card to use to pay for it, and it's good. And we actually, I decided I was going to spend the rest of the day with my family. I was in such a good mood. That's why there was no DMA last week. I was with the family. I couldn't get away from them. I couldn't nor desired to get away from them. I felt so good. So that Monday, I frantically checked my email for my shipping notice. On my way home from work, my email says my Record Store Day market order has been canceled. So my guess is they might have been closed.
That has never happened to me, ever. So I think some chicanery happened to you, and I feel really bad about it.
I have chosen to believe the best in people. I don't know if that's accurate or not accurate, but yeah, it was canceled because somebody purchased it before they saw the online order, or I got screwed. And being as I don't know which one it was, I'm not going to say if I was screwed or not screwed or what I think. Just something happened, I didn't get it. So, I get home and I'm in a shit mood again. Shocking, I know. Nik in a shit mood. How is that even possible? Anyway, so I immediately run to Discogs and think, oh, I cross my fingers, hope to die. And I come across a record store selling this set. Were they selling it for MSRP on Discogs? No, they were not. Were they gouging? Also no. Discogs charges a 20% fee. So they get 20% of what you sell it for. Being as this was a brand new item, basically what I got it for $115 shipped and taxed. Got it from a record store in Topeka, Kansas called Love Garden Sounds. We're going to put the link to this in the description. We're going to tag them on social media because they did not screw anybody. They had multiple copies of this album on Discogs for $100 plus shipping.
That's admirable as fuck. Thank you, record store people.
Love Garden Sounds.
We'll get our business in the future. I promise. I'll buy something.
Yeah, when I go to Topeka, I'm going to come there and I'm going to go there and come on the place so they know I was there. Real Topeka people.
The punch in the red cups has acid in it. That was mine. That poor kid. That was mine.
I just actually noticed that was mine line when I watched it with my kid.
It's very
last
subtle.
weekend.
It's very quietly, and that guy is just crestfallen. He doesn't even care
completely
about Russell. The famous Russell.
Let me say it looks like it's really good packaging. It's not. This I'm gonna have to glue the spine down.
Already?
Yeah. This is not like super thick. No. It's really thin cardboard.
As it sounds.
It's got 4 records. I'm not gonna pull them all out, but so this is disc 1. It is already in the mylar. It's just clear, so nothing too interesting. I will pull out I'll pull out the inner sleeve on this one. So on this side we got Shirtless Dave, or as he's also known, a Big Shirtless Rod.
Sexy.
And on the back we have the Soul Singers.
Yep.
Which ended up staying with the group through
the wall.
Was it that long?
Maybe.
Oh, I know they were on Wish You Were Here. They are credited as backup singers on Wish You Were Here.
That's fun.
So they were a couple American gospel singers.
That's the Wish You Were Here tour. So it's Animals you're talking about. Raven and Drooling is before Animals. So that's the tour right before they recorded Animals.
No, this is Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
And on Dark Side, they were still doing like Animal songs live.
Animals was not going to exist. It was going to be all Wish You Were Here.
Interesting.
This is the last tour that Pink Floyd played anything off of future albums because of bootlegs.
Because of guys like that guy. But that's the guy they liked.
Yeah, but I mean, this guy.
The front row is not a place to bootleg a show. Everybody. And
he went to
the show.
No, he bootlegged from the 5th row.
No, he was in the front row for that show.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh.
He typically was a front row person. Where he should have went was front of house, behind front house. But they put ADA. He came in a fake wheelchair with the recorder under the seat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ingenious if you're going to be bootlegging. Again, I'm always thinking about the Doobie Brothers episode of What's Happening.
Or the Grateful Dead episode of the Goldbergs, which was based off of the Doobie Brothers episode of What's Happening.
Sure.
The track list on this is Raving and Drooling, You Gotta Be Crazy. So now I can finally have opinions on those songs. Shine On You Crazy Diamond 1 through 5. Have a Cigar, which is the worst version of Have a Cigar out
Said
there.
that because Roger really can't sing the song. That's why Roy Harper
Both
did
of them were singing it.
it. Ew. Roy Harper or David?
David.
Ooh. I
It's
don't want
not
that.
good.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Can you think of Roger and Dave singing together that was ever good? I cannot.
Nope. Can't.
Oil and water, man. You shake them up,
Can't.
you put them together, you get lovely Italian dressing.
Not
Unless they
even.
try to sing.
Not even.
Side D, Shine On You Crazy Diamond 6 through 9, and then E, F, and G are Dark Side of the Moon, front to back, and side H is Echoes.
That's cool. I love Echoes,
So
especially live.
it's
Does it
cool
have
to
Embryo
have.
in it also, or just Echoes?
It says just Echoes. I don't know specifically what Embryo is.
Embryo is the small acoustic, like the solitude inside of.
I don't think it has. No, I don't think it has that.
No.
I think it's a really cool set. It sounds, when I first heard it was a bootleg, I was like really concerned. Like that sounds stupid. But I listened to a track on YouTube or something, and it sounded really, really good. Does it sound as good as Pulse? No, of course it does not. Does it sound as better than? Does it sound as good as the radio broadcast bootlegs I have? Kinda. But the difference about this is the radio bootlegs and the official live albums, the bands, whenever they do them, they don't run around. They're very focused on making sure the sound is perfect. So this sounds like a concert. There are times when they sound like this, and there are times when they sound like this. But it's a really cool moment in time. And I'm really excited that I have it. And I have listened to it only once, but it sounds far better than it has any right to sound.
Where is it in of the bootlegs you have, just generally, not just Pink Floyd, but of the bootlegs you have, where does it fit? In the upper echelon, in the middle echelon? Are you not sure yet?
In terms of in terms of what metric?
Just your bootlegs. I have two. This is a two-barrel question. One is just in your bootlegs only, live bootlegs. Where is this rank for you?
It's
now?
It's probably the second coolest one I have. The coolest one I have is Metallica live in Philadelphia for the Garage Incorporated tour,
Sick.
where they only played songs off Garage Incorporated. Right. That one, much like this one, actually, you have to turn off the loudness. You have to turn the bass down. They're very bass heavy. I'm sorry, no. The Floyd one, you have to turn it down. The Metallica one, you have to turn it up.
Turn it up. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Which turning up is normal, yeah.
And then in terms of your record store day recent purchases live, Dio and Fresno, Doors, where's this? Under, over?
Well, I gotta say that Doors concert, the Doors are not known for being we're not known for being a great live band.
Nor could they.
Well, obviously. So to have this one shining moment when they, to quote Donald Duck Dunn, were a band strong enough to turn goat's piss into gasoline is amazing. And the Dio record is kind of a bootleg as well. But it's one of those radio broadcast ones, so it's different. It's not a bootleg. A bootleg is where they're just out there, they're just playing, they're not... Like a live album is like when you're playing in front of scouts. And a bootleg is you're just playing.
You don't always know it's being bootleg. Most of it, unless you're the Dead, which bootlegging was part of their culture, you don't know it's being bootlegged. The thing with a live album, if you're actually recording a mostly true live album, you're playing your best. You might play another song twice. You might record over multiple dates. This is going all the way back in time, right?
Exactly. This is a moment in time, not a retconned moment. Every live album you've listened to, except for a few, are not live albums.
They're all Kiss Alive.
And they're not that bad.
They're forgeries.
But Kiss Alive is the greatest live album for one reason. It sounds like you think it should sound.
That's right. It's the idea of the concert, not the concert.
Right. No, Kiss on the Alive tour sounded like farts.
Yeah.
I mean, knocking down microphones and dropping guitars.
Now, I'm going to say, considering the trash I have actually shelled out a lot of money for on record store days, live records, demos, bootlegs, live in Fresno, Dio, which was great,
That is great.
These are like, in terms of like, okay, Digimortal has never had a US release on vinyl. Hidden Treasures has never had a release on vinyl. I have them now. Awesome. Studio recordings produced. Of course, No More Mr. Nice Guy was like 87, 88 when they were on drugs. The other ones were
Hmm.
all mid 90s.
And then No More Mr. Nice Guy is not tremendous.
It's good. And if anything, it's the thing that put Mustaine and Cooper together. So, I mean, maybe Mustaine would be dead if Cooper didn't come into his life.
Since he was on crack.
They were smoking so much crack. It's crazy.
And heroin.
The heroin wasn't even the problem. It was the crack. So here, I got some numbers.
That's messed up to say.
It is crazy. I got some numbers. Chuck Beeler is the fattest crackhead I've ever seen beside Artie Lang. Stream and Destroy is a Substack and a podcast by Ryan J. Downey. Your listeners might know him from Knotfest.com. He's a podcaster. He's an interviewer. He is a big deal.
Okay, big deal.
I follow Dead. I follow his podcast and his Substack. And he has a lot of cool music industry intel, sales, charts, things that he compiles. So I just, before we talk any more about this, I don't have the numbers for the ones we bought. And Don got Dog's Eye View, which was like his absolute grail. He got the last one. He was counting his lucky stars. His store in Myrtle Beach was throwing out flippers or banning them, or like, we could sell you nothing or you can take what we'll let you. Like, I like that. Nice going. Here, he has compiled the sales numbers for some of Record Store Day. I'm going to just assume the Pink Floyd is now sold out.
Yeah, it totally is.
Fall Out Boy. Now, I vaguely remember how much these were supposed to be. Fall Out Boy. So Much for You. Dust live at Madison Square Garden. 7,080 sold. I think it was 10,000 on vinyl. I know Fall Out Boy is enormously popular, but what the fuck? Talking Heads, the Columbia demos, 5,340 sold. I think that was 6,000. Ween on tour, Europe 90, Elektra, 5,240, 5,240 sold. There's that many Ween fans? Ramones. I saw the Ramones. I saw a guy who had the Ramones. We had a conversation in the store while I was trying to kill time and wait for you to text me. And he's like, I buy every one of them. I was like, I stop. This is the year. I'm not buying that one. He's like, I can't not have it. I need it. Summer in the City, Ramones, live in San Francisco. 4,700 sold.
Of how many?
I'm guessing 5,000.
Oh, fair.
It's Rhino. They do like 5, 10, 15. Yeah. Kiss. That Kiss, plain black and white, no frills, mac and cheese Kiss.
Which was available the next day. That was a re-release of a promo record, which is a holy grail among Kiss vinyl collectors.
But like, not anything you haven't. It's the studio versions of 4 songs you have heard a million times.
Correct.
A special Kiss tour album, 4,180 sold. What?
Wow.
They're stupid. New Van Halen live. Well,
I actually stopped buying Kiss new vinyl.
Yeah.
Because the Kiss vinyl nerds just ruined it.
Van Halen live in New Haven. So this was the first tour, I think, with Sammy, which I was like an absolute fucking no. 4,000 sold out.
If I'm gonna buy one, I'm gonna buy the 1992 one.
Here's the STP that I had in my hand and did not get. Live at Rolling Rock 2001 Rhino. 3,300 sold. Judas Priest live in Los Angeles. This was sold out immediately at my shop. Live in Los Angeles 1990 on the Painkiller tour. 3,280 albums.
Isn't that like a terrible thing that we didn't even want?
It's a terrible recording. Don had heard a bootleg of it and thought it was horrible. Can't possibly be much better. Sonic Youth.
If Don thinks it's horrible, we're not gonna.
Exactly. Sonic Youth Diamond Seas. I don't know what this is. I'm a big Sonic Youth fan. 3,170 records. Thin Lizzy live in Cleveland from the tour where Philo was like hepatitis and heroin. No. Almost sold out. 29. This is as of like a week ago. 2,990 copies sold. So it's gone by now. I'm sure it was 3,000. Right. Third Eye Fucking Blind, a band I absolutely hate. Rarities and first drafts. So basically demos and covers. Just under 2,900 sold. What? Weezer. I don't know what this is. 2,800 sold. I assume that's a sellout. Yes, live Tales from Topographic Tours. Now I love Yes. I'm not a fan of their singer John Anderson. He's a former singer, but like 2,500 sold.
How many
Really,
discs
Yes
was it?
fans. This I saw and had my hand on it, and if I was a flipper, I would have bought it, but I'm not a flipper. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. This is a big fig wasp record that is a double single in the shape of a wasp with a wasp design on it. I have some fun, funky records. I have the Anthrax with like the Anthrax logo. I have a Wu Tang, that's the Wu logo.
No, thank you.
2,520. I'm sure that's totally gone because King Gizzard fans are insane. They have like 80 albums and they have them all. Last Dinner Party, The Scythe, live from the Pyre. I don't know what the fuck this is, but this sold 2,400 copies.
The Scythe?
Last Dinner Party is the band.
Oh,
I don't know who they are.
I was going to say, because the Scythe was actually Curtis Dewar's first PR campaign.
That is correct. I know that. Dewar's my homie. Like Jesus, except better. Pixies live in Newport. Who needs this? I love the Pixies. I don't require
Are they
this.
good live? I mean, I don't even
They're
know.
great live, but I don't require this. This is probably like, I don't know when this is from. Is this from back in the day? Is this from the reunion? Is this recently in the last like 10 years without Kelly or Kim? Sorry, 2,390 sold. So I'm sure
No Kim, no deal.
Kim, no deal. Look Outside Your Window, aka the Slipknot record on Demon Records, which is a record label they formed to put this out on, and sold out 2,300 copies. It's very little. I don't know if they're ever going to put it on streaming or whatever. They didn't want to call it Slipknot. Muse, Muscle Museum. I don't know what this is. 2,200. The Sword. 3 songs. It literally tells you what it is. I love The Sword, and I saw them last year, and I love them.
Yeah, I saw them too.
20. Yeah, you did. 2,130. Baby Metal. Live at the O2 Arena. Highlights. We were like, absolutely not ever highlights. No. That means It's not the whole show. 2,100 copies. Collective Soul Touch and Go. This is like some underground reissue. 2,000 copies. Pussifers live recording of their full album playthrough last summer for the record that came out in February. I'm a huge Pussifer fan. This was sold out at my store. I think they got V1 copy. Under 2,000 sold. King Crimson live at Penn State. We were talking about this one. 1,960 sold. Scott Weiland live. I never saw this one. 1,700 sold.
I never even heard of that one.
A few more. The Motley Crue Livewire EP that we shat on. 1,480 people bought this fucking thing.
That means they only printed 1,480 of them.
Possibly. Meshuggah, Destroy Erase Improve 30th Anniversary. 1,300. I never saw it. Maybe I would get it. Dinosaur Jr., saw that in the store, didn't buy it.
I think I saw that too.
The Muffs live at Fort Apache. Is the Muffs a band you want a live vinyl of? Like cutesy folk songs? I don't know. I saw this album and I almost bought it, but I exercised judgment. Goblin the Singles. It's like 6 songs on one vinyl.
Goblin has
1,000
singles?
sold. Yeah, they had singles for the horror movies. The Darkness, one-way ticket to Birmingham live, 900 total. And that's it. I mean, none of these are fucking like, I needed to own these, right? Like, maybe I would have bought the Meshuggah if I saw one. Maybe I had the STP in my hand, and I was like, nah. I hope they'll put out a proper live album for Scott one day. But like,
did I mention that I gave my child my credit to Planet Score?
Oh, you didn't? You didn't?
I gave her the whole credit. Oh, yeah, she's used it.
Okay.
Next day.
Cool? Anything cool?
She got...
it was really nice of you to give your credit away after you made such a big deal about it.
Oh, I know she got... Oh, damn, I don't remember what she got.
Okay.
Not Liz Fair. Who's the other? Liz Fair adjacent.
I mean, it could be anybody. Tanya Donnelly? Belly?
Kim something, maybe?
Well, I mean, Kim Deal, Kelly Deal, Breeders?
No, not the T, not Breeders.
Kim Gordon?
No.
From Sonic Youth? No.
Oh, this will drive me bonkers.
All right. Well,
she got some '90s alt rock, some Riot Girl
lot
stuff.
of this I would not have bought even with unlimited money. Who are these records for? Pink Floyd could be for a lot of people. We love Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd's one of the most endearing, popular bands of all time. Who the fuck? What Yes fan is buying a fucking 1 LP vinyl
Oh, it's
of
only one
Tales of
LP?
Topographic 4? Or maybe it's
Oh,
2,
my
but like,
Lord.
fuck this.
I mean, wouldn't
That's
a
probably
Yes
2,
show
actually,
for,
now that I think about it.
wouldn't a Yes show from that era be like 6?
I don't know, bro. I'm just saying, like, something 50 years old that's a spirillous quality. Like, who is buying these? So I'm down on Record Store Day. I don't care about the 2 hours I waited. I don't care about the slip not really being sold out. I wanted it out of a curiosity factor. At some point, I'm sure someone will upload it and I'll do a review of it. But like, maybe this shit is past us now as collectors. Like, this is less important. They've lost the plot completely, right? And unless something comes out for Black Friday, I need to have. I don't think I'm gonna get up early in the morning.
I'm sure I will be there. The child will want to go.
Maybe, but I'm
But I will
just
not
very
wait in
down on
line.
it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Sean
mean,
was put off by it, and he got the one thing he wanted.
I cannot see myself eager to participate again. I mean, I've been doing this a long time. My first record store day was in 2008. We went to Euclid Records in Webster Groves, Missouri, because the Finn's Motel were playing there, which is the lead singer and lead songwriter of the Finns, a band my wife and I both loved back in the 90s. And the singer I've actually become good friends with, and I'll be seeing him in a couple of weeks for a Gateway Grizzlies game. And didn't know it was about vinyl. Wasn't into vinyl yet. I didn't really get into vinyl for another 7 years, but I also bought, I want to say it was that year, I went to the Record Exchange and got Bruce Dickinson live in Studio A. So when I talk about how Tattooed Millionaire is garbage,
It's not,
it's
but
because
okay.
I've heard it.
Well, you
It is
heard the
too.
demos. It's not.
Not
Future
demos.
podcast series.
I know there's a future podcast series.
What would get you back to Record Store Day excitedly? Like, what would excite you for a Record Store Day in Black Friday or next April? Like, I'm very like, ugh.
I
got the two
don't
things I wanted.
know. I don't know that they can. I mean, yeah, I got the two things I wanted. I
You
got
did.
one in a store. I got one for a reasonable price online. But
From
I
there,
mean,
and it helped the local record. It helped a record store. Like, that was a great. Again, for what it's worth, Record Store Day market, it's decent. It does what it's supposed to do, right?
Well, this was Discogs. I got it on Discogs.
Oh, okay. But I'm saying, like, it's that store.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It probably was on Record Store Market on their site, and they're so small they're probably not searchable. Not
it was not. It was not on
so
Record.
they
No,
chose to sell
I went
it.
there. I went there
That's interesting.
first.
That's
When I went to Record Store Day Market on Sunday, there were 7 copies available, 5 vinyl, 2 CD, and they were all gone on Monday. So no, I got it. They only had it on Discogs. And they had 2. They had at least 2 on Discogs. I was worried that I'd fucked up when I saw they still had one for sale. I mean, I don't know at this point. At this point, Record Store Day, it feels like Record Store Day is for the flippers. It's for the civilians. It's like going out and drinking on St. Patrick's Day. And I know I've said that a lot, but
New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day.
right. But this is the first time there was ever a release that I wanted so badly it hurt.
Yeah, I understand.
And I mean, there have been times in the past where I have held the things I swore I was going to buy and put them back. Eric Carr, was it Rockology or the one after? I think it was the one after. Unfinished Business. I mean, I really want Rockology. And
you can get it on liquid fills, which will then leak onto your records and ruin your collection.
They have 2 copies of it at Planet Score Records. It's $100. No, thank you.
Yeah, no,
I really do want Unfinished, or I really want Rockology because it's got 5 good songs. There are also 20 other ones. So you can do that math. But I mean, the thing is I don't want Record Store Day to be things on vinyl for the first time. Because when it's on vinyl for the first time, like that Paramore record was $200 in order to get 5 songs on vinyl for the first time. I told the child I would buy it for her no matter what it cost down the road. She actually turned that in so she could get a video game. Because she realized, wow, I already have like 78% of this. So, smart choice by the kid. So she got her video game the other day. But I mean, if it helps out the record stores, I'm all for it. But that doesn't mean it's like the NBA, right? I don't like the NBA. I'm glad the NBA exists because people love it. I don't want to take it away from you.
Right.
You want to go watch the Knicks play the Hornets or the Pelicans playing the Sixers, playing the Suns, playing the Kings that aren't Los Angeles, whatever. I don't care. You go have a great time. And, you help the economy and you get out there and you see people. But, I mean, for me, if I go anywhere on Black Friday and there's a line, I'm getting right in the car. Unless they have beer. If they have beer, then I'll stay. Because if there's beer, you gotta stay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't care about the 2 hours because I ultimately got what I wanted, but like I'm more upset about the flippers, the low quality releases that people are obviously glomming up and reselling.
And that's what I mean about it can't be
not helping the record stores.
Right. It can't be these low quality things. I mean, is there not a soundboard from Pink Floyd on that tour? Is there really not a soundboard?
That they can, well, maybe they can't agree on it. They let Steven Wilson remaster this guy's bootleg, so Roger and David don't have to fucking talk about it.
But they don't own it anymore, though.
Well, I mean, they get something. They have some say. They can't.
I don't think they do.
Yeah, they do. It's rights and it's a percentage. Maybe they don't have the biggest percentage because they traded that for hundreds of millions. Very low, actually. I was still fucking mind.
You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe the fact is that they needed somebody. They needed right.
Those guys can't get in a room and talk. So
it's. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking.
You could.
Okay, in 10 years, it's going to be a lot better to get Pink Floyd stuff.
Probably. They'll probably be all remastered again for whatever the next thing is. I agree. It probably will be. Those guys
when we're in the post generation.
Well, we're about to have like all the classic rock dudes pass away. Their families are going to have the rights. They're going to want to cash in or cash out if they haven't already. And we're going to get an embarrassment of new things. And I will continue to not buy something I have already unless it's something unless I don't have
and
it. I'm not going to buy another thing again.
Right. And I'm not one of I have a couple of things that I've got two versions of that like I've got 2 copies of The Wall because I upgraded my pressing. Mm-hmm. I upgraded from a 2016 180 gram to a 1979 first. But I kept I kept it because it was a gift from my wife. And she does not buy me records very often. So now it's now in a frame on the wall. So The Wall is on the wall. I have 2 copies of Black Sabbath Tear, which one of them, don't shake you have a copy of Tear, okay? You get off your fucking high horse. Okay, Kelly, where's this thing? Kiki Kelly, where's the sexy stud?
I'm the sexy stud. Hey.
No, he's the sexy stud.
That'd be a great Halloween costume for 3 friends. Kinky Kelly and the sexy stud.
Kelly can be a guy's name too.
Hey, I miss my doggy.
Yeah, you have a copy. My other copy I got for free. Duncan gave it to me because he bought a copy for £5 in a charity shop, and he's like, I don't think it's any good.
That's the UK. I shall hopefully go there someday.
So yeah, I've got, and I mean, the rare things I have multiple copies of, they just kind of happened. I'm not going to be one of the kinds of people, I didn't buy the 50th anniversary of Dark Side of the Moon last year. I have Dark Side of the Moon. I have a great pressing.
I didn't buy the Wish You
Were
Here box set when I
did not
because I have Wish You Were Here. It's my favorite record, and I don't need it again.
Lawyer wife actually sent me a link to the Wish You Were Here box set saying, "Don't they have enough of our money already?" I didn't buy it.
Very funny.
Completely. I looked at it and went, there's just not enough new. And that's what I need. I need new. Yeah. So I'm not going to buy Pink Floyd 60th anniversary of Dark Side of the Moon. I am waiting and praying and hoping for, is there anybody out there, The Wall Live 1980?
Could happen someday.
It's only had one release on CD.
Just a few years away.
It's only had one release on CD, and that's been it.
Yeah, that'll be a giant release.
Correct. And Roger actually ixnayed the original CD release because he has final veto on The Wall. And his daughter said, don't be a dick. And he went, why? Your fans want this.
Because he would ask why.
Yeah, he did. He totally asked why. And he admitted he asked why.
Anything else, or should we take it on home? I'll take it. You'll take it home.
Last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to give you one more bit. Don, miss you greatly. Wish you were here. This has been more fun with you. But I think Record Store Day needs to morph into something different than what it is. It needs to morph into getting people to record stores that wouldn't normally go there, not to make a buck, not to flip a record. Sell variants of things that are already out. Don't do this exclusive stuff. Release the stuff that's never been released on vinyl on regular release, and then do it on Record Store Day next year. That's what it needs to morph into. That's how you get rid of the flippers. That's how you bring it back. And that's all I've got to say about that.
Alrighty, yeah, I got nothing else to add. I said my
And
piece.
will that happen? Hell no.
I love these records. I don't know if I want to go through this again for something.
I don't think I do. But
then I have most of my Grails, and I got the Danzigs last year, and I don't know. I don't think any of these. Another Ramones live, another maybe an obscure metal record gets a.
and another Pink Floyd bootleg next year from the Animals tour or something.
Seven Dust is now my Seven Dust debut remastered would be my Grail. They don't have the rights to it, so we can't get one. But that's the thing now that I want. I don't want a boot. I want an official release of the Seven Dust debut that's titled.
I hear you.
Probably never get it. Anyway, take us home, Nikki. We'll see you next week.
That being said, Don, see you in a couple of days. Keefy, thank you for being here as always. Thank you for keeping me in check, letting me know when I color outside the lines inappropriately. To the listeners, thank you for joining us weekly. We do this because we love it, and we do this because there are people out there that love it. If you could rate, review, and comment, that will help us grow. That will help us get stronger. It will make you stronger. Give you focus.
Focus. I'm trying.
Keefy, this is my time to make references.
I'm sorry.
That being said, this has been the Glacially Musical Porncast. It doesn't play in Peoria. And you know who else has never played in Peoria because they are way too fucking big? Pink Floyd.
That's fair.
And Bruce Kulick. Because he's too small.
Oh, I think that's accurate.
I don't think Bruce Kulick's ever played Peoria.